Good morning, everyone. Today is November 12th, 2020, and today we're going to be covering the project for this class. So we're going to do financial statement analysis. So first of all, I would like you to go to the Reuters.com. So, if you are doing first times, just type Reuters, okay, and then uh, enter. You're going to get this link. And on this link, you just search your company. So my sample company is Procter and Gamble. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just click on this search thing, and then I can type my company. So let's see, I remember my ticker symbol. You can type the whole company name or ticker symbol. So I'm gonna type PG, and then I'm gonna enter. And the way this website lists the company information, sometimes it's a little bit different than your actual ticker symbol. In this case, I just type PG, which is a ticker symbol for Procter and Gamble. So I see my company name over here. So I click on this one, and once you click on this link, you're gonna go to this page, and it has a lot of information. You can find so excuse me, so much information. And but I want to go to the financial tab right here. Did you see financial? So you just click on that, and now it's gonna bring you three different types of financial statements. So we are interested in analyzing a company, like in my case Procter and Gamble, using the ratios. So to estimate, to calculate these ratios, we need to get all these three financial statements. So I'm going to start with balance sheet. I select the balance sheet, and then I'm going to just select this whole thing, this page. You cannot download this one, but you can just select it. So I'm going to select whole thing right here like this, and then I'm gonna do Control C, and once I do that, I'm gonna go to my Excel file. Okay, so let me go to Excel file, and to get my Excel file, I need to share you the Excel screen. Okay, so I'm sharing the Excel screen, and share. So this is the Excel screen I have, and then I'm gonna go to the new tab. Okay, I'm gonna go to the new tab here. Let me just take it off a little bit. When I'm using Zoom, sometimes it's hard to just have all this information. So I'm gonna give some space. I'm gonna do right click over here, and I'm gonna do special, paste special, and then I have this HTML. Okay, I'm going to do OK, and as you can see, this is how you're going to see this one. So everything is good, except this one is not good. So I'm going to Control X, and then I'm going to fix this one. So look at this one. These are the variables, these are the dates. Okay, and make sure that all of these figures, they are in millions. Okay, so they are in millions. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this one smaller, or you can delete now. You can delete. So now I'm good, and probably I want to delete this one too. And so we have a lot of space, so we want to make this column a little bit bigger, okay, wider. So I'm going to do this, and now it looks a lot better. But before I even move further, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I fit these heights of each of these rows. So you're going to select all these rows like this, and sometimes you double click right here. It's going to work out. It worked out for me. Sometimes it does not. In case it doesn't, then what you do is you just do right click, and then you fix the row heights, right? So mine is 14.5, so maybe you can do 14, 15, 16, whatever you want. So let's make let's, for example, 16. Okay, all right, so it's good. Now everything is fitting over here, and just one little adjustment I would like to do is just the decimal. Okay, so I'm going to select this. So in Excel you can just select these rows, I mean all these columns, and then you do shift and control and then down key is going to select everything. And over here you can go to home and then you can do decimal. I would like to keep 2 decimals. Okay, so this one increases decimal, this one decreases decimal. So I want to put 2 decimal, so everything looks like good, same kind of decimal in each of them. So the financial statement looks good. Over here, if you have something I would like to replace with 0, so these are zeros for me, because if there is nothing, that's not reported, right? That means either that could be missing or that could be something else. So now you have a nice looking balance sheet. So probably you want to put a balance sheet over here. Maybe you want to put in your project, you want to put your name. So your name here, and then over here company name, right? And then down here you want to make sure you put a source like I did in my file. Okay, so is that look good? Like you can do that in your case. So everybody can do it, right? It's not a difficult thing. But guess what, when you do for your next income statement, you don't have to do all of that, because automatically you're going to have that information. So I'm going to put here net income, and then so I'm going to go to my net income in Reuters. So let me share that screen again. So what is that? Stop this one and share the screen. So I'm going to go on the top of this page, and then I'm going to click on net income. So income statement, sorry, for some reason I said net income, and then I'm going to select this page again. So I'm going to just start from here, and actually you can scroll down, and then you can just shift and then click. If you do that, you can manually do that, or you can just select the first row and then you can come down, you press shift, and then you just click on the last one. So I'm going to do Control C, or you can do a right click and controls and copy. Control C copies the information, and then we go to our Excel file. Okay, we go to our Excel file. So it is our Excel file, and I'm going to do right click, paste special, and HTML. Okay, so that way it doesn't bring any this format issue. So here I'm going to Control X, and then I'm going to do Control V. So everything looks good. I don't have to redo like formatting. Everything is automatically done for us. So only one thing I want to do here is I'm going to select this top row, shift control down, and then I'm going to just increase the decimal, 2 decimals. Okay, I see 3, so I want to do like 2, right, 2 decimal. So now I have fixed my income statement. I get the data for income statement. So let me go back to the website again, and then I'm gonna bring the last one, which is cash flow statement. So again, I'm gonna be selecting this row right here, and then I'm gonna go all the way down, and then I'm going to press shift and then click here. So this way I can get this data too. Control C, and then we're going to go to our Excel file, and I don't need to come here anymore. Okay, so share the screen. Now I'm here in the Excel. So here I'm going to write cash flow statement, and then I'm gonna do right click, and special and HTML. Okay, here you go. So we have now everything we need. Okay, all the data we need for our project is our balance sheet, income statement, and cash flow statement. All right. So now we are ready for analysis. And when you are ready for the analysis, so basically what you can do is you can copy the information from, I don't know, for some reason that's let me put Control Shift H, Shift, I don't know, I just want to hide this information. Okay, so all right, so for some reason I cannot see. All right, so you see in this first sheet of this Excel file, now I have my whatever I have done for the project. This one is the data I just got from there. So this is the same data. You can do formatting here and there. Oh, I didn't do formatting over here, looks like. Let me just do formatting over here. I'm gonna do like, because it doesn't have anything, so maybe 1, 2. Oh, sorry, 1, 1, 2. I'm, you know, it's okay, like you can be confused, just to try. So 2 decimal, everything looks good. If I have 0, I'll if I have dash, I'll replace with 0. So my financial statement is pretty good now. All right, so this information you should be able to, don't copy this information, okay? Because if you copy this information, that's not good, because your financial, your company has the information maybe different from mine. I mean, these terms should not necessarily be the same, right? They could be named differently, or they use, maybe depending on the company, this you have less information or more information. So please don't copy this part. Okay, just for your reference, you can click on here and then you can see what cells I'm using. So pretty much I have given everything you need over here. Okay, so before you go to this, I mean, as you are moving forward, you can make some adjustments. So this is my part, that's where I make an adjustment. Okay, like, you know, like some of that, sometimes you don't want to put too much information over here, you want to calculate that. For example, free cash flow, we can obviously calculate free cash flow when you are calculating like this term over here, but you know, it's a good idea to calculate these things right here. So make sure you have this section over here, and all of this is like, you know, once you calculate your first column, you can just drag this formula. That's not a big deal, that's not extra work. So you focus more on calculating these things. The first column B, make sure you put the source, so the financial right here, and you put in million. Okay, so these are the terms, like necessary terms we need to do the calculation. Okay, so before I move on,
Professor?
Yes.
So we can use this sheet as a template for our project, so do we have to create a whole new sheet?
You cannot work on this Excel sheet, but you can copy the information. So you can copy this, okay? So
Okay.
yeah, I mean, you know, this template will not work for you, because you know, as I mentioned, this information could be more or less for your case, right? So anyway, you know, it's gonna mess up your calculation. So the reason I don't want you to use the same Excel sheet is because your information is going to be different and you're going to spend so much time fixing it. Is that fair?
Yeah, so we just go through and delete the numbers, right?
No,
We could use
no, you just do the fresh one, a different file, and you just copy this information from here, right? You copy this information and you work on this one. So for example, you want to come here and see what I have done here, right? So I got this depreciation, this number from I don't know what is happening. Look at that. Everything gone. That's very strange. I'll make sure that information is there. Okay. So for example, I don't see any. Okay, I can see over here. I don't know if something happened. So yeah. So before you move on, I want to show you one more thing. Before we move on to analysis, I want to show you one more thing. That's to get this stock price information. So this stock price information, I want to be similar to this website I have put over here for you. This because I want to make sure I'm doing right. So I'm comparing my information with this focus Guru Focus. It does pretty good job in showing all these calculation. Okay, so I'm comparing this one. So make sure you have this comparison. All right. So Focus Guru or Guru Focus website, they use the stock price in the beginning of this at the end of this month. Okay, like so we want to get the stock price data for June 29, which is the end of the fiscal year of this company. So that is actually July 1st. So July 1st, July 1st 19, July 1st 18, July 1st 17, and July 1st 16. So I want to get that stock price information. Okay, so do you know where you get that information from? So I'm gonna share the website with you right now. So I'm gonna go to this website, the same website. All right, so that one is actually we can get that information from let's create one more tab over here, and I like Yahoo Finance for that. Yahoo.com, and I'm gonna go to finance. Okay, you can see this screen, right? Yes or no?
Yes, I can see it.
Okay, so you go to finance, and then once you go to finance, you can actually type the name of your company. So I'm typing either company name or the ticker symbol. So for my company it's PG, Procter and Gamble. So right here, and then once the information is loaded, so as you can see, you can get all kind of information over here. You can get financials too. So Nicole, if you want, you can continue target. You can see, you click here and you can get that information. Okay. So all right, anyway, so I'm not here to get financial, I'm here to get the stock price information. So the stock price information is actually I go to historical data, this tab. Okay, and then over here you can do this some customization. Okay, so I want the data from, because our project we have from 16 to 20, right? 16 to June 20. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this one here. So we're gonna do at least 5 years, right? So 5 years means it's gonna cover from 2015, right? You can manually do from 16, but it's very easy. Just you go there and do 5 years. All right. Now the second thing is you don't want to get all the daily data. You want to get only because the lowest frequency you can get is the monthly, right? So because daily, we have daily frequency, weekly and monthly. So I'm going to select monthly, and once I select monthly, I'm going to click apply. Once I apply, then I can download this data. Okay, I can download this one, and then I can open. So let me share the screen, stop this one, and then share Excel. All right, so let me see what happened to that file. I'm gonna go to here, and just a second, I'm trying to find out the file I just downloaded. Usually in my computer by default it stays in downloads, so I go to download and open, just to make sure, because last time it was not open. Can you see this Excel file now? Can you see the Excel file? Like Procter and Gamble, I just download the data, the stock price data.
Yes.
Okay, good. So all I care here, because I would like to use adjusted close, but the Guru Focus, they use opening price, so I'm gonna just delete all of these. And remember, we're gonna be looking for July of 2016, July of 2017, July of 18, July of 2019, and July of 2020. And we're gonna be look at that. It's gonna be only the first day. So July 1st means the last day of June. So the fiscal year for this company ends in June, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna only select this information, sorry, this one, and then I'm coming down here. I'm gonna look this information. So I'm gonna select this row, and then I'm gonna do control, and then 2017 July, and then 2018 July, and then 2019 July, and 2020 July. Okay, so I'm gonna copy this information, and probably before I go over there, I just want to paste right here. Right click, paste special. I just want these values. Okay, I don't know what happened. I'm gonna copy again. I'm gonna be pasting right here. Let me see what happens. So okay, did you see? I didn't do anything. I just did Control V. Did you see all the data we have now? So I'm gonna Control C. I'm gonna copy this information, and I'm gonna go to my file, this one. Can you see this file now? Can you see our original file we were working earlier, the Excel file? I just want to make sure. Yep. Okay, good. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just paste this information right here, and manually I'm gonna put that data over here. So this is 2020. I mean July, June 29, 2020, right? So the data is right here. So I'm gonna get this one right here, and I'm gonna get this one right here. Get this, it's a reverse order, right? So I'm gonna get this one right here, get this one right here, and then get this data right here. All right, I don't need anything now. I'm done. I'm done collecting the information. So now on, we don't need to go any website. We just work on this page. Okay, so we have the data. Now we can start working on the calculation, the ratios analysis. Okay, so I'm gonna go to, I'm gonna put the space over here, and then I'm gonna start working on this one, the first one. So the profitability ratio. So the profitability ratio, basically the definition is net income you divide by the total revenue or total sales. So we start calculating. Okay, so I'm gonna go equal, and then I'm gonna find net income. So let me go up here. So let's go up here, net income. So right here, net income, you do divide, and then you do find the total sale. This revenue is sales. So that is the information you're going to be finding, calculating. All right, we got that information. And so now one more thing I would like to do. This part you can always drag this information, complete this one. You can do later once you are done everything. So right now I don't want to do that, but I just want to make sure that I'm comparing my information. So I'll teach you how to do this one. I'm not going to go each of them, but I'm going to help you to find out how to get that comparable numbers, because I don't want my number going to be blowing off completely. Your analysis should be good, right? You cannot do like analysis that is not real. So I just want to make sure that I'm comparing with some benchmark. Okay, I could give you extra work. You compare with the competitor. You can go to Reuters Finance and compare. But later on you can learn on your own. Basically, you learn to calculate the ratios, and later on, whenever you need, you can define what those means. You can on your application. So profit margin, net profit margin, high net profit margin is a good signal, right? So you can see if a company has a high profit margin, that's a good signal. But I want to make sure that is right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to a website again, and so I'm going to type here my company PG, Procter and Gamble, profit margin, and then I'm gonna type focus, Guru Focus, or focus, what is that? Focus Guru. I'm gonna type that information, and then you can directly go to the Guru Focus and then search, or you can do that way. That's easier. So I go over here, and then once it comes here, you can see it's gonna show you all this information. Don't search over here. I mean, you can directly go to gurufocus.com and then you can type your company's name over here, right? So, but the way I showed you is going to be easier because it's going to bring you down there. So this is where you're going to search the directory, the all the information. So in our case, we want to find out profit margin, right? So I'm going to type so PROFIT profit margin, right? So when I type profit, it's showing gross profit to assets, profitability, rank. So let me make sure that's what I'm looking. So I'm checking, just make sure net profit margin. So I'm gonna go back to right here. So most likely I'm gonna come down here to gross profit margin. Okay, gross profit margin. So when you click that that link, and you can see, so right here we are doing annual, we are not doing quarterly data. So this is what you're gonna see. 20, this is where we're going to be looking. This is gross profit, but we are looking profit margin, right? So where do you find that profit margin? Gross margin, gross profit. Okay, so that information is, let me okay, profitability, gross profit margin, net. Okay, it's a net margin. Okay, so you go to profitability over here, you click on net margin, sometimes these terms you have to just spend a little bit time. Okay, so when I click go down here, it's a net margin, it's net profit margin. I mean, you can even check with that gross profit margin, just take out make adjustment, but you can find this net margin. So net margin is 18.36%. okay, so 18.36%. So we go to our Excel file and check. Let me check the Excel file. So I have 18.36, right? And so 18.36, so I'm pretty much good. You can be a little bit off, that's fine, but not too much, maybe not like 20%. It's a, you can be a little bit up and down. What this website does is, it does the same thing like I have done, except they do the average. Like when you are doing assets, they do actually average of last year and this year. So they put last year plus this year and they divide by 2. So I don't do that, I just do directly. So that's the reason you can see a little bit difference, but in this case we don't have to do any differences, so the number is matching. So one more time, anything you calculate, I want to make sure that you check with this website. Okay, so for example, you are trying to find, usually like valuation ratio you can find right here. So you can see debt to assets, so debt ratio, debt to equity, asset turnover, current ratio. I mean, you can directly come to these things right here: fundamental, valuation, profitability, price. So you can come here, but if not, you can type right here free cash flow. I was looking free cash flow per share, right? So, or free cash flow. This is actually very good website for you to learn, like calculating all these things about your real company. This website actually explains you very well. So for example, let's click on free cash flow. As I told you, depending on what information is available to us, we can use multiple different ways to calculate this free cash flow. But let's just have a look on this one. So since I'm using a trial, it doesn't show everything over here, but at least I have all the information I need. So I'm going to go down and I can see the free cash flow is 14,330. okay, that's the free cash flow in millions. So what I can do is I can go down and see how they did that. So they are using simple formula. It's a cash flow from operation. Where do you get cash flow from operation? Anybody? Where can you find cash flow from operation in your financial statement? No? This cash flow from operation is cash flow statement. This is coming from cash flow statement. Capital expenditure is coming from where? Capex. So you could find this information in cash flow statement also. Also you can find out in the balance sheet. You can find the difference between last year's free fixed assets and then this year fixed assets. The difference is capital expenditure. Okay, so there are multiple ways to find out capital expenditure. Some reason this capital expenditure is in minus. I don't know, because in the financial statement I would like to put everything is plus. So anyway, so you have free cash flow from operation plus capital expenditure. That is the actually free cash flow. So this is the number you're going to be comparing when you are calculating free cash flow. It doesn't have to be very close because I mean, this is pretty much you should get a close number. All I'm saying is compare your value with this website. So let me go back to the website and the Excel file. So stop sharing this one, and then I will do one more, and I'm gonna go right here. So we already have this one is 18.36. You remember we checked earlier? So 18.36%, and I just want to make sure you copy the link from the website in Guru Focus and then just paste right here. Let's do this gross profit margin. Okay, this gross profit margin is actually equals to gross profit divided by sales. So we're gonna do equal, and we're gonna find gross profit, and that information is available in income statement. You can see we have gross profit. Okay, in case you don't have this gross profit over here, actually that gross profit equals to total revenue minus cost of goods sold, so cost of revenue. So if that information is not there, you can just subtract cost of revenue, which is cost of goods sold, from the total revenue. That is the information. So we have gross profit margin, and we divide by, so you're going to make sure you put that division sign. So we do divide, and then we're going to do total sales, which is the revenue, and revenue is right here, total revenue. Okay, so here you go. So now I did this calculation, and I want to make sure you can do later on when you are doing a project, but I want to check right here. Okay, I want to compare with the company. So with Focus Guru or Guru Focus. So stop this one. I'm gonna go to the website right here. So I'm gonna just go to this broader categories over here, and I'm gonna go to profitability, and I'm gonna see this gross profit margin, gross margin, right? Click on this one, and then when you scroll down, you will see the data, which is 50.32%, right? That's the information you want to get. So 50.32, and make sure you copy this web link, so that I can see what you did. I don't want to come back every single time and check. You have the link, so that it's easy for me for grading. So I'm gonna go and go back to my Excel file. Can you see the Excel file now? I don't know what is happening with this. So let me see again. All right, can you see? So 50.32%, and I'm gonna paste this web link, so that I can check easily, like I don't have to spend time searching your information. Let's do the third one, return on equity, return on assets, which is ROA. ROA equals to net income you divide by total assets. So I'm going to do net income. So let's find net income. Now, by now you should remember, right? Net income is in 65, and you divide by total assets. You go to the balance sheet. In balance sheet, the total assets. So we're going to go to balance sheet, and we're going to see total assets is in number 18. So right here, that's the total assets. So we got ROA. Okay, so we got ROA over here, and you see I got this number from Focus Guru. I would tell you why there is a difference, because here I just do divide by total assets. They divide this net income by the average total assets. So how do you do average total assets? So actually I'll show you. Equal, so this, let's do this one, total assets over here. Total assets is this plus the last year this one, okay, and you divide by 2. Okay, so let me put this as a number. So that's the average. So if you divide this one by this number, you should actually get the same like Focus Guru. Okay, did you see why I got a little bit off number? So basically you can be like closer, you don't have to be exact, because I'm using a little bit slightly different formula. I don't want you to do extra work. I could easily put that one equals to average total assets. Average total assets is the assets from last year and this year, you divide by 2. Okay, so that's the way, that's another way of doing it. But whatever we have done in the beginning, that's good enough. Let me just make sure. All right, that's good. Makes sense? And how do you find that? Do you want me to show you again in Guru Focus, or you can find it? Let me show you one more time. Okay, so we are trying to find out ROA, return on assets. Okay, so let me go to the website and then we can try again. So we are trying to find out ROA, and please don't search over here. You cannot find that. Okay, you have to search over here. You can search just for example ROA. Look at that, ROA is there, right? You can type, you can do multi, so that's you can go to valuation. So you click OK, ROA, and then we're going to come down and we can see this is 11.05%, right, for year 20, and you don't have to do for other years, just for 1 year, because as long as you do that, you know how to do it, right? So that's all I want to see. And you can see it has a lot of information. You can compare with the industry, you can compare with the other competitors. There are a lot of information. Later on you can do that for your financial statement, or you can do by yourself. But important thing is you want to see why you are different. Look at this one. It's a net income. You divide by total assets in our case, but they did the average. So total assets of this year and last year, it divide by 2. So this is how they got that number. So basically, the main objective, and then now you just come here, copy this link, and then you remember this number 11.05, and then you go to your Excel file and just put that information over there. So it's a pretty good exercise for you. It actually helps you a lot, like finding the information and in using that information to do financial statement analysis. You could have a marketing measure or something else, but always we are working on the data. So this is how you can use publicly available data and then use that information for your analysis. So let's say you are a marketing major, right? If you want to see the impact of marketing, you can see advertising expense in your, so in income statement you can see income statement. So a lot of time you should get that advertising expense, but for some reason this company didn't put. So you can get advertising expense, you can get interest, you can get taxes, and you can do all kind of analysis, okay, using the financial statements. Even let's say you are not finance major, you are not interested in doing that. So let me do one more thing over here. So the one more thing I'm doing is calculating return on equity. Okay, so that one is I'm gonna do equal. So it's gonna be net income. So I'm gonna go to that number 65, net income. You divide by. So you remember we're gonna be dividing by total equity. So what you're gonna do is total equity is found in balance sheet. So I'm gonna go to the balance sheet up here on the top, and then so we have total assets, and then that information is on the liability side, liability and equity, right? So this is total liability, this is total debt, and I'm gonna keep going down here. This is total equity. Where is the total equity? Total equity right here. Do you see? That's the information we need. So you enter, you got this information. Okay, so what I'm trying to help you with is identifying this information. You can copy this whole thing, doesn't matter, but please don't work on my so I try to make it like protected, so you cannot work on it, so that you don't mess up. It's not my concern that you are using my template. That's fine for me, but I don't want you messed up your work. Is that fair enough? So now you are done with one. So you can see, oh my God, this is too big work. No, it's not. You just copy, drag this formula right here. You are done with your analysis for this profitability ratios. Should not be taking a long time. Even it takes a couple of hours. It's a good exercise for you. And you learn a lot of information. This, if you are interested in trading or something, that I always use this Guru Focus for getting the information. How this company is doing in terms of the competitors. You can go to ROA, or can go to free cash flow, and then when you click on there is down there is a box information that provides you all the information about how other companies are doing. So this is like one type of analysis like we use to do evaluate a company's health, financial health. Free cash flow estimation is actually we do free cash flow here, free cash flow estimation. That free cash flow actually is we use for valuation. If you remember from your stock valuation, free cash flow is used to calculate value of the company. So from here, we can calculate. Let me complete this one. So this one is coming error because earlier I had price and I took it out. So this is market value is price per share times number of shares outstanding. So let me fix this one. This one equals to is price per share, which is we just got here, and then we multiply by number of shares outstanding, and usually that number of shares outstanding information is available in balance sheet. So let's go to the balance sheet over here on the top, and then let's find out number of shares outstanding. So let's see. Okay, so total common shares outstanding. Okay, so that is right here. So this is the market value of this company, and also I check that market value. The reason I'm using this opening price, actually I like to use close price because that's more reliable. Close price also include dividend and other information, but this website use this information like opening price. That's the reason I'm using opening price. So basically you can see, you can search market value on Guru Focus. You can see this is the market value. You can drag this information, and I don't want you to put all this information from Focus Guru. You don't have to compare. Okay, you're done right here. So the whole work is just the first column, column B, and this information I need later on to calculate other information. That's the reason I try to come up with this one. So hope you're going to do the same thing, so that it's going to be easy for you. All right, so this is it. So here the same thing here, you find total sales like revenue divided by total assets, that is total assets turnover. Okay, sales divided by net fixed asset. So I did that net fixed asset calculation up here, net fixed assets. So I have this formula, so I did from the information given, and I use that information. Debt ratio is actually if the financial statement doesn't break it down, you can do like long-term debt divide by, or you can do total debt divide by total assets. You can do, that's perfectly fine. Okay, so your financial statement could be a little bit different. Okay, it could be a little bit different, but just make sure that debt ratio is, you just find the debt and you divide by total assets. Next one is debt. So find the total, like for example, I did total debt over here just to make sure that you understand. You can easily do the same information over here. You can find the total debt and then you divide by total assets. That's perfectly fine for me. Okay, so people just change a little bit this financial statement based on the information. I mean, this ratio calculation based on what information is available. And finally, we are here. So let me delete this information so that we can redo, because it shows error over here. Okay, so free cash flow per share. How do you calculate free cash flow per share? So over here we calculate the free cash flow in different ways, right? So all you need to do is just find out the free cash flow and then you divide by number of shares, total shares outstanding. Free cash flow per share equals to, so that one equals to free cash flow divided by number of shares outstanding. Okay, so here in this case we're gonna go to equal free cash flow. So we're gonna find free cash flow. We just estimate, so you can use either of them. So you can use this one or that one. So this one is exactly similar to Guru Focus. You divide by, okay, you divide by a number of shares outstanding, which you can find on the balance sheet. So I'm checking right here, total shares outstanding, and here you go. So that is the free cash flow per share. Price divided by free cash flow. This is price per share divided by free cash flow per share. So this one is actually just look the formula, price per share, which is we collected from the Yahoo Finance. Price per share you divide by the free cash flow per share, right? Free cash flow per share right here. Here you go. Market value is actually price per share times number of shares outstanding. So we're gonna do so price per share, which is this one, and then number of shares outstanding is up here in this balance sheet. So that's gonna give you total market value of this company. Market value, book value versus market value. Okay, book value is the value on the book, equity value. So this is the market value of the equity. So market value per share, that is actually is the price, right? Is the price right here. This information. And then book value per share, that so is basically the total equity value, right? So we can see 39, if not, you see total equity value you divide by number of shares. So there are two types of values for a company. One is market value of the equity, other one is the book value of the equity. Book value of the equity is whatever written on the book, total equity. Market value is like whatever shares price they have, and then you multiply with the number of shares outstanding. So with that we are done with all this calculation, and we can just make sure we have this, and here you go. we did all this calculation. All right, any question? I think it should be pretty good now. And this is 30 points project. Please make sure you do that. I removed that other part like equity value estimation. I think this much is fine for me, because all we need to do is like use the free cash flow, and then estimate value of an operation, take out the debt and whatever left over is the equity value, you divide by number of shares. So you have done pretty good exercise in your stock valuation chapter. So basically this week and next week, so basically just this work you are supposed to be doing for assignments, but please make sure you read the material, learn how to do like value enhancement, how to do estimate all these ratios. In financial health assessment for a company, we can also do like we can do trend analysis, like how is it working. You can make a graph, like for example this one, how is this profit margin. So you can see when you look this thing, you can see the company has done overall not bad, right? This profit in 2016 was 16%, now it's 18%, ups and down, but overall it's going up, it's good. So you can do trend analysis, you can do common size analysis, you can do other different ways to evaluate a company. So those that information I have put on my lecture notes. Please check that. And with this one, I think I'm very comfortable that you can do really good job on analyzing a company's financial statement. Okay. All right, with this I would like to stop the recording and then we can talk. Okay.